All right, welcome back to the Niger Landlord Show. And if you're just joining us, you're right on time because today we're talking about the unending opportunities in real estate in Nigeria as a source of income and investment. And right now, I'm introducing my guest who's joining us online. Engineer Folari Olukun studied civil engineering at the prestigious University of Lagos over the years, and he has engaged in various real estate developments, both commercial and residential. His experience has spanned close to 30 years in the industry. And right now, he's joining us to share with us from his wealth of experience. Join me as I welcome Engineer Folari. Welcome on the show, sir. Good to have you. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Amarachi. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you.
How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for doing this. I understand that you are not feeling so strong this morning, but despite that, you still came.
Well, I'll do this for you any day.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for doing this. All right. So welcome to the show once again. Today, our topic, and this topic has been quite something that I know that you have some background in, talking about the opportunities, the unending opportunities in real estate in Nigeria as a source of income and investment. People want to know how, not just to buy a property and build and live, but how can they take advantage of the opportunities in the market? How can they put their money to work for them? How can they be able to get consistent revenue, consistent income monthly, annually from their investment, and also be able to create generational wealth for themselves and for their family. And that's why we have this vital discussion today. And so let's go dive right into the topic. Into the my question for you today this morning. Let's look at the overview and market trends. So what is your assessment right now of the current Nigeria real estate markets?
Well, one thing is clear about Nigeria. The stocks have failed. The bond market has also failed. The bond market has also failed.
Yeah.
One thing that has been consistent over the years has been real estate. Rents are going higher. Property value is also going higher at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, we should look at the trend. Where do you want to glide? Is it all about Ikoyi? Is it all about Victoria Island? Is it all about Lekki Phase 1? Once you can answer those questions, then we should have a leeway into how we can make use of the opportunity that we have around. Now, I'll tell you something. I know someone that has about 5-6 different apartments rented, furnished. He furnished them, and he's making a huge amount of money from Airbnb.
Okay.
And you'll ask me one question: why did he decide to rent and not build? It's a function of the dynamics of his own business. In our case, we look at the market trend.
Are you with me? Hello? Okay, I think we lost him. Just gonna hold on until he comes back. Please stay tuned. Hello?
You should look at the market. You should look at the market trend. Where do you want to glide? Must you be where everybody is? Why can't you carve a niche for yourself? Why can't you create something? For instance, if the market is saying for every 3-bedroom flat, on the average, you maybe want to spend about 90 million naira, 70 million naira. You can do something, and say, well, for me, let me share my profits with my off-takers.
Mm-hmm.
In doing that, you will attract some good people, and you'll find out that you'll always sell. We've done that many times. We always sell.
Okay.
We look for the end of project investors that will invest at the beginning and then sell at the end of the day. The advantage is there.
Okay.
I know some people that have bought houses from me back to back.
All right.
They'll buy from me. Once it appreciates, we sell. So those are opportunities. It depends on where you want to glide. And if I sell for them at the end of the day, they still give the money back to me. Their money is growing. My business is growing as well.
Yeah.
So you should understand the dynamics. That look, this is where I want to glide.
Okay. So what can you say is the most promising sector in the Nigerian real estate for an investor who's looking to come in right now?
I'll tell you. Well, they are promising commercial properties nowadays. Some guys working on hotels.
Yeah.
You buy up a room just like the Dubai model. It is yours. They run it to you, and you are guaranteed about 70% occupancy.
Okay.
In doing that, you get more than your expected rental income if you were going to rent it out.
Okay.
While you are earning, the property you bought is also appreciating. So it's a two-way thing: appreciation and your earnings. That is what real estate is all about.
So you're talking about going into commercial real estate, people that you're putting it out for different use.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The opportunities are enormous,
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Well, looking at the real estate market, yeah, how can you say it has evolved in the recent years? Because you need to be able to check what has been happening in the industry, and you can then be able to look at where the market is going to. How would you say the real estate has evolved over the years?
If young men can come into this industry and they are gliding right now, then it's evolved. See, it's about creating something. You don't have to go to one or at the ministry for a project. You are creating opportunities for yourself. In my own instance, there has never been a property that I've developed that I've not sold.
Okay.
In fact, I sell without doing advert. I told you, Amarachi.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Without adverts, I sell. What is most important is your integrity. If you say I am giving this to you at 50 million naira, I'll not come back to you that I should add some money at the end of the day. Once you have a contract, I stick with it. So if you can work in that order, then you are good. Look, there is a renewal.
Yeah.
We have 200 million people. They all want good houses. They all want to stay in modern homes once there's an opportunity. So and if you have such opportunities, then you stick with it. You go for it. Look, we did something in Alaka some 2 years ago at 85 million naira. This peak, some guys are begging to buy at 200 million. those opportunities. Of course, we've sold our portion of it, but even those that bought don't want to sell. So the opportunities are enormous.
Okay.
From agency to acquisition to sell. But when it's at foundation, and sell once to finish, and then move to another project.
Okay. Looking at people, there are so many, so many percentage of the people.
Come again.
So many percentage of people right now in looking at the economic situation that cannot afford that huge investment, that huge fund, the capital required into making that, because we all know that real estate is capital intensive. So how would you advise someone who is looking to come in with minimal funds at the entry level, just the lowest point of entry, point of penetration? Where would you say should be the best place someone can maximize, looking at just having like about 500k or more, or a little over that? What would you advise this person to do in building the portfolio?
Well, we have to be realistic here. 500k will not do anything in real estate. Number one.
Okay.
Except to go and buy land in Oyo town.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, are there not, other forms of real estate investment that you can key into, that you don't have to be the one to own the property per se, but you can get,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There are many dynamics around all these things. For instance, I can decide to say, well, this property is going to be co-owned by 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
Or 20 people.
Yeah.
We can start a company for such people and say that, look, before you sell to anybody, you must give those that are inside the option of first refusal before you sell. That means that you can register a company for them.
Yeah.
And the property is going to be like an allotment of shares. That's a possibility. That's the truth.
Yeah.
So if you have a group of friends that say, come, I have 20 million, the other one says I have 20 million, let us buy this and see if it can appreciate over time. So you can come together and set up a special purpose vehicle, an SPV, and then you acquire and you move on.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, how can investors mitigate risk? Because putting up this money out there, there's the risk of any of the investments going sideways. So, how can investors mitigate risk in the real estate market right now?
Well, you should look for tested and trusted companies or individuals that have done something. For instance, when we started with barely 20 million naira.
Okay.
But I can tell you that our portfolio has grown over 5-6 billion.
Okay.
If we are looking at about almost 100 homes before December, that will tell you the kind of opportunities that we have without advertisement. So sometimes people come and say, well, I have 20 million, I want to invest. The least you can ever get is a 30%, which banks can never give you.
Yeah. Okay. So you're looking at you're talking about the possibility of people coming in, even if they're not going to be able to buy up the whole property, but coming in to pool funds together and invest with this company and then get back returns on their investments.
Yes.
Okay.
Some call it crowdfunding, some call it I think money back. We haven't done that, but I can tell for free that, look, A whole lot of things are happening. And how will that work? It's a win-win thing. The developers win, the investors win. The developers are not borrowing at 40% from the bank, and the developers are not earning 14% from the banks.
Well, protecting your investments in such cases is one of, the many challenges, in doing this kind of investments.
So you can do your search. You get a lawyer. You look at the pros and cons, around it. So far so good. I don't think it's a difficult thing or one Herculean task to do. Get a lawyer to advise you on how best to deal with your developer or the company you want to invest your money in.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much. We're going to go on a short break. When we come back, I'll open up the phone lines and let's see if our dear listeners have one or two questions they would like to ask you and know about them investing in the real estate industry. All right, so thank you so much. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
For real estate market insight and industry trends, join Amara on the Naija Landlord Show, where we show you how to make real estate work for you. For different investments, strategies from real estate experts on Naija Real Estates. Elevate your financial education and investment in Nigeria. So tune in every Saturday on VOP 90.3 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Naija Landlord Show. The voice of
All right, welcome back to the Naija Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. Yeah, and if you're joining us, we have been talking about the unending opportunities in the real estate industry as a source of income and investment. Yes, and I have a dear guest in the house, Engineer Folari, who has shared with us so much already. Okay, so I'm going to open the phone lines if you have any questions. That's my favorite part, hearing from you. Please call us. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear your questions. Let's hear your contributions. And the number to call is 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Call us. The lines are open. I'm waiting to hear from you. All right, so welcome back, Engineer.
Thank you, Amarachi.
I'd like to ask if you can share with us, a success story, you encountered during your investment journey. I know that, as someone who has had so much experience, about over 30 years experience in the industry, you must have had one or two challenges, but you were able to push through and it became a success story for you. Right? Could you share with us one of these investments and the strategies you used in overcoming these challenges?
Thank you, Marchi. Year 2000. I was in church that day and talking about write the vision down, make it plain that it may run, he that reads it. So I got home that day, with my background in central bank, and I just didn't like seeing the face of contractors. I shouldn't be a contractor. I don't want to be a contractor.
Right.
So I wrote it down that I would want to, develop properties outside the government in about four parts of Nigeria: Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kano, and Abuja. So, fast forward many years later, maybe 3 years later, I started reading Castle. So anytime I read Castle, I was always buying it, and I saw something interesting in VGC. I would write the realtor, please let me develop this thing. Don't sell. So a whole lot of challenges came. That was my learning curve. When I got land, I wouldn't have finance. When there was finance, those that want to finance want to hijack the transaction from me.
Wow.
Yeah. For a very long time, it was an on and off thing. So the first one I did, somebody said he wanted me to build a beer parlor for him. I just looked at the guy and said, come, do I look like a beer parlor engineer? So I said, well, instead of you wasting your money on a beer parlor or a lounge, why can't I build something for you that will appreciate over time? So I developed the property before I sold the property before even buying land.
Okay.
After some time, I would look for money again. Things didn't work. Until a certain day, I now went to an uncle. We met on the field. I said, Uncle, I have this fantastic project. I have signed it. Now I said, Larry, if I have money, I'll give it to you. This is owing me 400 million, blah, 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 blah. But let me call a friend of mine. He said, be able to assist. And you know what? He called the friend, and the friend said, okay, you know what? I told the friend that he had invested 20, and that we needed 60 million, that his friend should come and invest 40. The man said he wasn't going to invest more than his friend. So he invested 20, meaning that all the investment we got was 20 million naira.
Yeah.
No, the 20 million naira, we spent it as if we were spending 200 million. Again, our foundation we sold.
Okay.
We were not. So one project led to the other. And I can tell you that the portfolio is very large as we speak.
Wow.
And then I'm not ready to become the latest big boy in town.
Yeah.
Some people, even if they have a tenth of what we have, the next thing is they want to change their cars, they want to move to Victoria Island.
Yeah, that's the issue.
So they end up spending their seed before the planting season. So that's it, And then I can say at some point in time, I think I ran to America when things were very tough. But while in the US, they were sending me 5 different properties every single day. That was that I should. So for those of you that want to japa, think twice. That's that story.
Okay.
So I just came back and I said I wasn't going to do it again. So I came back home and here I am, trying to, we have employed people. This is the end of the month. Our staff have collected their salary. Before federal government increased their own, we increased ours because we believe that our workers should be comfortable. So that's it.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing. That's quite impressive. I mean, building that from scratch, I can imagine all of the challenges and the heartache that you had to go through.
That is just a summary of it.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to ask about funding, but I think you've financing and funding. I think you've given us like an idea of how you were able to get your funding, and you were able to finance some of these projects, right? Okay, so let's look at
The financial part of it is on one hand. The other part of it is managing your finances,
okay.
And planning. So we're still looking for finances for other projects now. But we've garnered experience over the years, and the only thing that will change is the dynamics, but the principles remain the same.
Yeah.
When you expanded, you need more money. But so far so good. I think we've not done totally badly.
Okay, good to hear. All right, thank you so much for sharing that. So the number to call once again, it's 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903, and also you can call us on WhatsApp 081717 56338 081717 56338. Yes, call us and let's hear your thoughts. If you have any questions to share with us, we'll be happy to hear your thoughts on this matter. All right, so engineer, looking at the regulatory market, the regulatory environment right now in the industry, we have a lot of different policies that has come up over the past few years, and we've seen some volatile changes in the market, right? And some people have lost their investment one way or the other due to some of these reforms that have happened. And so how would you say that the government policies impact the real estate markets right now, and how do you think an investor can navigate this policies and regulation?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Impairments towards development. For instance, Lagos has they have zoned all the different areas into density regions. For example, for 1 hectare of land in Surulere, you cannot build more than 60 units there. It then means that if you have 1,000 square meters, you cannot construct more than 6 units.
Yeah.
Some people would want to put up 10 units there, but the requirement is you cannot. So you now plan on what to put in there. Do you want to put in 6 flats or 6 terraces to optimize your value?
Okay, we have a caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Majek Femiolu.
All right, Majek.
Odumi.
All right, thank you, Majek, for calling. And let's hear your thoughts.
Please, I don't know if someone can invest in real estate with 100,000 or 200,000 naira. I have a condition and I want to invest on my grandfather's estate. Since my father is dead, so the one they gave it, I have up to 300,000 or 400,000. Although we are intending to sell my own father's personal property, that he didn't complete before that. But for my grandfather, and I've been battling with kidney problems, stage 2 and liver, arthritis and respiratory. So for over years, I've not been working, and I've been spending up to 200,000 every month to sustain my drug, my medications. They are over 70,000 every month. So I'm thinking of how I can get additional income and to be able to friends. Though my friends are trying for me and my family. I've not been working overseas yet. So I want to invest. Maybe I should try with 100 or 200,000 because.
I sympathize with you, Majek. Thank you for your
I
question.
can be helped.
So I would advise that real estate is for you. If you have recurring income, like you have money coming in every month, but right now your health is priority, and you should take care of your health. So I wouldn't want you to start, putting in money and then you're waiting for that money to come out yet, because you have to wait for some time, right, for the money to come out, and then you're not seeing that money yet, and then you still have your health medication to cater about. Engineer, what do you think about this question?
I think first thing first, he needs to take care of his health.
Exactly.
Health.
Yeah.
Well, do not think of real estate now. Your health. You have to feed well.
I mean,
because the money is quite little.
Yeah.
The only thing you can work on is if you are strong enough to probably do some supplies of sand, make some money out of it, and then you can now keep you can revolve your money on your own. You don't have to go 500 to invest now.
Okay, thank you for sharing. So we're looking at the policies and reforms in the government right now.
Well, the policies are actually straightforward.
Okay.
Do not build on drainages. Some people will build. The setbacks are there. Some people will not go through those rules. When you have approvals, they say write a letter to Lagos State Building Control Agency. They'll give you authorization to commence. For each stage of work, invite them to come and check. Do tests, material tests. Register with LOMA. Safety. So once you can comply with all those rules, then you are good.
Okay.
Fine, I also believe that the agencies are just too many.
Yeah.
For instance, at a point in time, we were asked to do environmental impact assessment.
Wow.
Then all of a sudden, Ministry of Environment now came and said we should also bring environmental impact analysis. Then I asked them, can there be
an assessment
analysis?
Right.
So some of these things are skewed, but one can mitigate against all those,
Yeah. Well, what about tax implications for real estate investors? How can they, navigate that?
Tax. Well, you have to pay your taxes. That's the truth. If you don't want the acts of the government to dangle over your neck.
Yeah.
I don't think the tax implications are out of reach, or out of this world.
Okay. So investors can be able to, handle that while making profitable investments as well. Okay, let's look at the process of obtaining necessary permits. I think a lot of people have said that the process is, the process of getting a permit is really cumbersome. There's a lot of bottleneck and a lot of obstacles in getting this. How has it been your experience, and what's your advice?
The truth is that sometimes it could be very, 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 very Herculean to get. But you still get it. And the advice is to not commence work before you get it. If you're looking for a venue for government, they will not say you shouldn't start. But by the time you start, after about 2-3 weeks, they will now come and say, where's your building permit? Where's your authorization to start work? Then start making money out of penalties. But whatever it is to protect your investment, make sure you get your necessary permits.
Okay.
Make sure you get necessary permits. At least I know that I'm sailing by on those things, and I can tell you for free that I do get my permits. Okay. It can take some time. I'll still get my permits.
Okay. So trends that you see that's going to come up in the industry.
Well, the trend is in urban renewal. There's going to be a lot of opportunities in that neighborhood. For example, practically things that we have been doing, I've not been providing land. It has been some urban renewal processes. You understand?
Yes.
We've been pulling down houses to put up new ones.
Okay.
So those are the areas where you can come in. But make sure you have professionals that will work with you.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing so far. That's our time is already fast spent. So I just want to ask our last question. For today's episode, what is your advice to anyone looking to come into the industry or looking to, take on more investments, more projects? What would be your advice for stakeholders, investors, homeowners, or potential home buyers to come into the industry?
Well, what I would advise is that look, the opportunities are still there. I've not been trading around the island. I've been developing some parts of the mainland, and I can tell you that the market is not bad. Where we've been doing well here. So my sincere advice, if you want to come into this industry, do your maths very well.
Okay.
Do not want what you cannot give. Sometimes some people want to build. I'm going to give them swimming pool, give them this, give them that. At the end of, these people will never say thank you. They'll tell you they bought a windfall. They had a windfall. So we have to be very, very realistic and, know that, look, you're not the only one in the industry. The competition is there and the market is there.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, engineer, for sharing so far. Thank you for taking our time to come on air with us, even, despite your health. Thank you so much, and I hope you get better quickly.
Thank you, Margie.
So it's a pleasure having you. All right, so that's all we have for you today on the show, and I hope you got value as usual. It's been such a insightful episode. I mean, I learned a lot already, and I hope you did as well. If you have any questions, of course, you can send me a message or send me a DM. You can send a DM on our Instagram page. Connect with us on Instagram at the Nigerian Landlord on Instagram. Send us a message or a DM, and you can also send me a message, just WhatsApp chat only, for any questions you might have. To my number 08064637377 08064637377. Yes, and also for inquiries on the upcoming summit, you can send me a message too, to secure your spot, to be able to register. The number again is 08064637377. That's it. That's all I have for you today. I hope you got value, and as usual, I will be back same time next week, bringing you another insightful topic. and one that's going to empower you in your real estate investment journey. All right, till I come your way next time, same time next week. Have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful week ahead. My name is Amara Onwuzurike. Stay blessed, and I'm out.